Cunliffe abducted over 55 toddlers between 1989 and 2012. After the break, we return to this most bizarre of cases in recent history. In 1989, a young girl from the village of Kendal in England went missing from her school playground. Within several hours, she returned home unharmed, sporting a blue postman's uniform, accompanied by a red curly wig and wire spectacles. She had with her a package which contained a cryptic note that the police at the time were unable to decipher. Over a period of over 23 years, the same thing would occur with over 55 different children. All were completely unharmed, but recall the same story of being lured away from their family or friends, only to be given instruction to dress in a postman's uniform, red curly wigs and glasses, and return to their parents with other cryptic notes. Forensic detectives have recently pieced together evidence of who was behind the temporary kidnappings. They put together the messages from the notes provided by the children to their parents. John Cunliffe, a British children's book writer and well-loved television presenter, and notorious abductor. Investigators began to suspect Cunliffe during the late 1990s, but couldn't find enough evidence to pin him down. In a radio interview, he describes being involved in the search for the apparent abductor.
Well, everyone is up in arms about it, and rightly so. You know, it's a travesty. As the village celebrity, I'm glad I can at least provide a voice to the families, who have been affected in aiding the police. It is absolutely dreadful. Anyone with any information needs to come forward and help us now. It is causing great upset to the families involved, division in the community, it's sabotaging the established order of things. Whoever it was needs to come forward now. It wasn't me.
Investigators were later given access to a phone recording by a colleague of Cunliffe, who felt that his behaviour was becoming increasingly unstable.
Look, listen, I can't go into too much detail, but I'm starting to get a bit concerned. The police are honing in on this case, and they're starting to become wary of everybody in the village. I may very well have to leave Kendal for some time. I don't know for how long. The dogs are closing in, and as we all know, the only good dog is a hot dog.
We've unearthed an interview with Cunliffe from the 1980s, which might shine a light into his motives behind these strange crimes.
Well, I have never particularly opened up about my experiences in school, and there's good reason for that. I will say that it was an unsavoury experience. I seem to provide a lot of entertainment to the bullies, completely against my own initiative or will. I was very tall for my age, and I was a very tall child. Most of the harassment was in that sort of area. There was also mention from time to time comments on my backside, the proportion of my backside in relation to my body and my height. It was quite relentless for a time. It was quite up and down, I will say. But this was going on for several years, right from when I started to up until when I left and would start my first job as a mobile librarian. I remember an experience. There was this one experience I had in school. I was part of the Literature Society, and of course, as you'd imagine, I would be in the library. And on the opposing side of the library was the Pool Society, where a lot of the sort of more popular sporty types would congregate. this was mainly boys, some girls as well. It wasn't gender exclusive. And so there was this one time when I rose from my seat to go and collect a heap of books from the shelves near where I was sitting, and one of the boys very foolishly came over with the cue that he used to play pool with, and he very, very stupidly proceeded to sort of ram it into my backside, as it were, sort of against the cheeks, and just sort of jabbing and moving it around, and of course there's much to the amusement of the surrounding students, and particularly as well as people in the literature society. Effectively, I was left abandoned even by my own people. I look back on those times quite resentfully, with frustration, and a lack of closure, and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
It wasn't me.